Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will bring you the patch notes for 1.2.1. So we have the new patch notes out. We're in week 2 of Cursed Sails and there are 3 new ships to take on. They are as follows: the crew of the Fool's Stride, the crew of the Treacherous Bounty, and the crew of the Enslaving Chain. At this moment in time, because it's literally just come out of maintenance, I don't know what the new Cursed Cannonballs are, but I would presume it's exactly the same as week 1. Each ship will have the same Cursed Cannonballs regardless. So let's get into the update for patch notes 1.2.1. The Cursed Sails battle times. So when you're playing the game, you the times that you play at the moment, like for example, for me to take on, I think it was the Wilds, was 9 till 1 in the morning. So what they've done is the players who can only play during fixed times will be able to do battle for a different region each week. For example, if this week your fixed play time only allows you to encounter the Battle of Shores of Plenty, next week you will encounter the Great Battle of Ancient Isles during the same fixed play time. So they're going to rotate the dates that the battles take place. Next up is the Cursed Sails Battle Encounter Indicator. So the battle music will now be heard from a greater distance. Additionally, the flow of the UI banner up here and music plays has been improved. Cursed Sails Resources, treasure items and barrels of plenty will now float for longer. This allows greater opportunity to find resource and treasure mid-battle. So at the moment you literally don't have much time to actually, once you've sunk the first ship, for example, when you start the battle and the loot does pop up, it's quite slow getting up. It can sink really quickly, and they've obviously extended the time that we've got to now get the loot back. And the barrels of plenty, every time you went to go and get them, you had like one chance to get whatever you needed, and then they just disappear and sink. They've now fixed that. Cursed Sails Battle cooldown. The timer between battles has been extended to give players a chance to collect loot dropped by defeating the skeleton crews. So again, that's pretty much going back to what I just said. For example, a good prime example is when you finish the actual captain one and you get the best loot from the last ship, you have about 30 seconds to get all that loot in, 30 seconds to a minute I should say, to get all that loot in, and then it restarts again. So you're still potentially getting loot, and the AI ships just spawn back in and the battle starts over again. So they've extended the time so that it's a little bit easier to actually collect the loot. So Cursed Sails Battle Despawn. The battle despawn timer has been increased, which will give sunk crews a greater chance to sail back and continue the battle they started. So I don't know if you knew or not, but if you sail away from it, there is a set period of time. No one knows what that time was. You had to get back into the chunk or the area where the AI ships spawn in that time, else it restarts the whole quest again. So for example, if you do get sunk, then you couldn't go back sometimes, so especially if it pushes you right across the other side of the map, you couldn't get back in time to continue the battle. They've increased the time, that now the decreased time, so you should be able to get back. It also gives you the chance to go off to other islands to get resources as well, which is pretty cool. Skeleton ships VFX. Improvements have been made to the VFX of water splashes when skeleton ships emerge. They're already pretty cool as they are, so any improvement is pretty cool. The usual multiple server and client crash fixes are the improvements this week. Fixed issues are skeleton forts have been re-enabled. So the skeleton forts have been re-enabled. That's a good thing, because what we tend to find is we'll go and do a battle, say in the wilds again, and we go to galleons, we hand in our loot, and then our alliance is just sitting there. We don't really know what to do afterwards, after the big battle. This at least gives you a chance to go off and maybe stay in that alliance and go and do a skeleton fort together. It could waste a little bit of time while you're waiting for the other islands or the other areas to change over. So skeleton forts are back. Well, we can't argue about anything better than that. Skeletons and animals now spawn as intended, so I'm not too sure what that's to do with, but apparently they wasn't. Players fired from cannon will no longer occasionally travel in the unintended direction. So they've finally fixed the fact that if you was moving or turning and you aimed your cannon in X direction, you would fire to the left or right. They've now fixed that. And they've also fixed the cannon muffling sound that was previously a problem. Ship liveries or liveries that changed colour of the ship's hull now correctly change the colour of the capstan. Alliance join, leave, disband pop-up now appears even when the player is in the flag box menu. The Brigantine's missing bell has now been found and added. Players speaking to a Gold Order NPC at an outpost will no longer incorrectly receive the Hungering Deep Begins banner. Known issues are items placed behind the barrels at the bow of the Brigantine can not be picked up. Merchant Alliance crates on board a ship which sinks will not float to the surface and cannot be picked up. So there's a problem with sinking Merchant Alliance stuff at the moment. The download sizes are for Xbox One and Xbox One X 1.41 gigs and Windows 1.09 gigabytes. Jesus, getting my words all mixed up. So skeleton forts are back, that's the main thing. The items despawning and floating for longer is a good thing when taking on the ships. Longer time to actually sort out the battles and get your loot. So it's a pretty good patch overall. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video today, and if you have done, please do think about subscribing, sharing, liking and commenting. That's it for today. Have a great rest of your voyages and take care.